All right, welcome in everyone. Thanks for joining us on News 10 Plus. And what day are we on? Happy Wednesday.
Halfway through the week. Another nice day. A little windy of a Wednesday. I don't know if you were blown away at all today. Blown away how great these shows are going to be. But by the wind, it's also kind of windy.
I was going to say, there's times in the past I've almost been blown away by the wind. Today I've been stuck inside a little bit,
Okay.
so luckily we're good. But this morning, I did need a jacket. I walked outside, had more of a tank top on, and then I went, nope. Went back inside,
Reverse.
had to put in my coat again.
Yes. And but yeah, it's still okay. It's not as warm as we like, but it's Michigan.
We'll warm back up pretty soon here.
Exactly. And we are having a lot of fun here, obviously at WILX and at Studio 10 today for our show. We have quite a little bit of everything. So ahead of Memorial Day, that's a big time where people, dust off their tents and their campers, and they begin all of that. So we are going to a local campground, talking a little bit about that, what you can do there, but also just the basics of camping, like what to put on your packing list, because sometimes, maybe not me, but maybe so, you always forget one thing or two things. So what to really put on your list, what to expect, good tips to keep in mind when you're having campfires, some safety tips, especially on windy days like this when it's dry, so that sort of thing. So we are going to be some happy campers on Studio 10.
Safe, happy campers with all of the list of things that you need. I know we were talking yesterday for Mid-Michigan Matters. We brought on a fire marshal who was talking about the grills and the fireworks for Memorial Day. But then even when you're talking about camping, like you said, with the wind and the dry temperatures, and you want to have the bonfires and roast those marshmallows to make s'mores, you really have to be careful while having that fun.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Always being alert, just a little bit. So we'll dive into that, and also that's Claudia's going live from there. But here in studio, we're going to be bringing a lot of guests. So our first guest is super sweet. It's Hudsonville Ice Cream.
Oh, yes. You were not kidding about the sweetness.
Yeah, I know. I told you. It's and this is just the beginning. So we're going to talk a little bit about and taste their new ice cream bars. Kind of doing a literal blind taste test. They have 3 new flavors, so we're going to kind of guess what's in the middle of them. So, so they're pretty like the normal kind, but he said that there's some surprises in the middle. So, so we're going to do a little blind taste test for that, literally with blindfolds.
Right there.
Yes. And I'll tell you where you can get that. And then also it is, we're talking about like, it's summer season, camping season. It's also time for allergies too, where it's really, really bad.
Let me tell you
your face.
about mine. I have been sniffling nonstop.
Yes. So we're going to have a doctor come in and talk a little bit about how to ease your symptoms, some of the things that you can do in your home, some of the things you can take, a little bit of everything. So that will be super helpful.
I think a lot of people, especially when, you're heading outside, you're like, oh, if I go outside, I'm going to be dealing with all of the pollen in the air. But you forget that when you come from the outdoors into your home, you're carrying that pollen with you. Your pets are carrying that pollen with you. And so I won't give some of the tips away, but I know some of them.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to be on Studio 10, we would love to have you as a guest. Oh, we already did.
You can catch me on Studio 10.
Yes. But yeah, so we have that. And then we are wrapping up with May, and May is also strawberry month. So we have some fun tidbits about Michigan strawberries, what to keep in mind, because Michigan strawberries are in season from June and July. So things to keep in mind, and we're going to give you our favorite. We're going to go inside of my kitchen and Rochelle's kitchen, and we'll give you a sweet treat for that.
Oh, that sounds so good. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I know. It's a little bit of everything. I'm telling you. Tune in 3 p.m. And we have, what is our question for today? I think we asked, what is a must song or I want to say must see song, but that's not the words. But what song do you like to hear at weddings? What?
Oh,
yes, because it is wedding
season.
That
last time on Studio 10 yesterday, and I was like, there's a few that come to my mind.
Yeah.
I may have to give a shout out during Studio 10 today.
Please do.
All right, well, if you want to watch Studio 10, thank you, Nicole. Here are some things to stay connected. You can head to their website, wilx.com/Studio10. Their Instagram, if you take a look over there, that is at WILX Studio 10. And then their email is studio10@wilx.com. And then their YouTube page, there you go. You can help them gain more followers. You can subscribe, that nice white and red button right there. Subscribe. You can help out Studio 10. And obviously stay up to date with all of their latest stories right there at WILX Studio 10. We're going to maneuver around for just a quick second here.
I
need to grow up to Justin's
everything all set up. Yeah, we're good.
And look
Settling
at that.
in.
I've grown a few inches now.
I know. Excellent. Very nice. Yeah.
Well, Justin, so Nicole and I were talking about Memorial Day, about camping season.
Yes.
Which we'll see those temperatures come a little bit, after tomorrow.
Right.
Right now, though, a little bit chillier, and I don't want to say chilly, though. We've just gotten really used to the 80s.
I know, yeah, the 70s, 80s, we've had all of it. Yesterday, really warm, nice day, and today, a little bit cooler, by about 20 degrees. And so the temperature difference, very noticeable today. It's still not too far away from normal for the time of year, but definitely was a chill in the air out there today and has been. Tomorrow morning and the following morning, both going to be a little bit chillier, though. We're going back into lows, maybe dipping into the 30s in some spots.
Oh, boy.
So, I mean, this morning, we still had low 50s for folks waking up. So if it felt chilly this morning, tomorrow's about 10 to 15 degrees colder than this morning was. And so it will be a little bit chilly, but we'll get a little warmer tomorrow than today was. And we'll keep doing that each and every day through next week.
You talk about we were 80s not too long ago, and now we're going to 30s overnight, early morning.
I know. It's a little bit of a chill, but it's May too. We get a lot of that very back and forth pattern. But the forecast, the heat is going to win out. And we're going to talk about that too in this segment that we've got moving forward.
All right, well, let's take a little look outside of what we got going on.
Yeah, so right now you can see a little more blue in the sky than we've had the past few days. We've been talking about that wildfire smoke, and we will again today, but it's starting to fade out of the picture. That's because we've changed up the upper scale wind direction. Now that's kind of brought in some of the northeasterly flow. So you're seeing a little more blue in the sky. There's still some smoke, especially if you look south, but that's kind of getting shuffled off that direction. And Meridian Company Skycam Network has got us at just 61. So yesterday we were in the low 80s, and we're in the low 60s out there this afternoon. We've got a northeast breeze. Again, it's been pretty steady out there. Humidity's still low, and you can see our cam out there where the Falcon friends have been, and they're now back in their home. That's shaking a little bit. Now, it is zoomed in, but part of the reason it's shaking out there is because we do have a little bit of that breeze that we're again continuing to deal with. So we'll take a look here at our temperatures, which right now are still in the 50s in St. John's. That's one of the cool spots around the area. But we're up to 64 in Charlotte, 66 for Mason, and we do have a string of 70s as you get closer towards the state line. And so the warm or seasonable air, if you will, is still kind of there, but that cold front is blowing south. And so those numbers in the 70s, they probably will not stay there the rest of the day. I think we're going to continue to see the cool air kind of slide in, filter in a little bit. Now that'll be combated by the fact that the sun will try to warm us up in the final few hours of the day, but I still think in Lansing we're lucky to get to the mid-60s. And so it'll be one of those type days where it's a lot cooler out there. That's because, again, here's that wind. It's northeasterly, anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour, and the gusts at times have topped 30. Last top of the hour was the 26 in Lansing, 22 in Jackson. But we're bringing that directional flow out of the northeast, which, again, has helped us clear out some of the smoke stemming again from all those active wildfires which are continuing up into Canada. They've thrown smoke our way, and we've seen that here in the blue over the past few days, but we're now getting this little pocket of clearing, and that's kind of filtering in as we go throughout the next couple of days. You see the smoke continuing to drift more in a easterly fashion north up into Canada, and then some of it still sneaks down into the plains. But in here in the Great Lakes, we kind of get some clearing from that heading into our Friday, and it kind of stays that way moving out further. But what that has done is it's also pushed colder air into mid-Michigan, and so frost advisories have gone into play from tonight 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. tomorrow. This is along and north, for the most part, of kind of an Olivet to Stockbridge line. And everybody who's within that, all the counties you see here, have got those frost advisories. It does not include places like Jackson or Hillsdale counties. However, could still have some of the colder temperatures in the 30s by tomorrow morning. So you want to cover up any plants, vegetation sensitive to that, because it's going to be one of those chilly nights. You may have to do the same thing again tomorrow night. But the temperatures hour by hour, as I mentioned, they're kind of going to hover in those low to mid 60s before cooling down overnight. We're down in the mid 40s by midnight, and we'll go plenty colder than that before the night's done. So the hour by hour shows that here. Again, a couple places that are in the 70s now may not be by the time we get to later on this evening. Numbers will continue to fall overnight. We just bring a few clouds through the area overnight, and you can see by tomorrow morning we're near and even shy of 40 in a few places. Now, a few extra clouds would help us to retain some of that heat, but I think if skies are mostly clear, it'll be one of those chilly starts. Either way, tomorrow I do think we recover. You can see here into the upper 60s. It'll be another day we probably don't make 70 degrees in most spots, but it's still very sunny, and we expect some of the deeper blue sky tomorrow again, overnight Thursday night, we'll go back to 30s once again. So it's another chilly start to our Friday morning. But the numbers here, I think, are going to get back up into the 70s. We lose them off the map here because it's too far out, but it's another day filled with sun on Friday. So we're heading to some really nice days moving forward, and it warms up headed towards the weekend. In fact, above average numbers expected in that 8 to 14 day outlook, which takes us through the holiday weekend and into the start of June. We're pretty close to this red bullseye, which means above normal warmth, but we're also still in the below average category for rainfall. So that just shows you that we're still going to be very dry for that stretch too. And the 10-day forecast really shows that nicely. It's not until late Thursday we bring the rain chances in, but the other thing you'll notice about later next week, those numbers are hot, very toasty. Get back in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. That's what we've got coming our way, and it's still pretty dry for that stretch too. And so we've been talking about how we could use some rain here and there. But, but I mean, if we get through the next 7-8 days and we've got 90s just baking the earth away here around mid-Michigan, that's going to cause some problems. And so hopefully we're able to get at least a little bit of rain in there because, again, we've still got the heat can come back this time of year. We've got, again, as you can see in the 10-day, 60s today, 70s early weekend, 80s late weekend, 90s next week. You can kind of go all over the place. The temperature trend certainly is favoring some big changes in our forecast. And so that's kind of what we've got working here. Again, there is still a lot of sunshine in this forecast, a lot of dry air in play as well. And so that's what we've got going. I will say, as we've been talking about a little bit, the Memorial Day holiday weekend, which we've been talking plenty about, looks really nice. We usually have had at least 1 or 2 days in there where in years past we've had some day where it's either too cool or it's a little rainy. We don't have any of that. And so for the folks who want to go, I don't know, maybe travel either north in the state or they have a place where they gather, have a nice little family gathering outdoors, backyard, a county park, anything else, they've got beautiful weather for that. Even if you want to open your pool and maybe hang out outside by that this weekend. I mean, it looks really good for that with numbers in the 80s and lots of sun. And so, and next week looks good too. So if you do get the pool open, let me know where you're at. I might stop by. I mean, we got really nice air.
Too.
I know we got really nice air settling in. Again, the key, though, is going to be the fact that the forecast is it's definitely looking hot by the time we get to next week. So we're hoping that we can get some rain in there kind of mixed into that small thunderstorm chance next Thursday, which is June, by the way, will hopefully come to fruition because we could use some of the water by that time.
I was going to say Wednesday, Thursday, I'll pull it back up right now. You're looking at it today, tomorrow, kind of a natural cool down where you can go outside and not feel like you're roasting like we were talking about. But next week for sure is when you're going to want the sunscreen, the sunglasses, lots of water to stay hydrated. And like Justin was saying, those pools will be opening up, especially this coming weekend. So, find other ways to cool down. yeah, definitely. It's certainly going to be something to do. I mean, and we talked about the lake temperatures still being cold. Yes.
I meant to get around to the graphic today, but I hadn't had the opportunity to do it yet. So hopefully when you join us, both for Studio 10 and for First at 4, we can take a look at that. I'm planning on going and crunching the info, getting it set into a graphic by the time we get there.
All right, perfect. Well, right now we're going to see, if you want to stay up to date with the latest weather, here we go, Justin.
Yeah, it's good to do. WILX weather, that's all you have to do is search in the App Store, Google Play. They're both free. Either way that you do it, we've got all those wonderful features we always tout, the real-time traffic, all sorts of video forecast updates, hour by hours, live radar, both past, present, and future. So it's good to have all in the palm of your hand. And once again, it's those magic words. It's free. And it's certainly something to have. And so you get all those features with the First Alert Weather app here at WILX. Again, I use it myself no matter where I'm going, and I know lots of folks certainly who do. And if you ever have any questions or any comments, concerns, whatever about the features of these, we strive to make this the best app for weather in mid-Michigan and all over. And so please let us know if you've got anything on that.
Yeah, and something that I know you bring up, Colton brings up, Darren, Andy, all of you bring up, is that the First Alert Weather app, it can actually follow your location.
Yes, if you allow to do it in the settings, then it can kind of pinpoint where you are and give you updates and alerts for that location. So let's say you're heading north in the state for Memorial Day weekend. Well, the First Alert Weather app, wherever you're going, if there is any concerns or anything that comes up, it'll let you know. It'll deliver those right to your phone. You'll have that right in the palm of your hand. Now, if you want to disconnect, you don't have to worry too much about the forecast, which is good, but any other weather woes you may need to worry about in the future, certainly good to have with you.
Perfect. And again, one more time, it's free. Who doesn't love that?
No, it's always good. Everything's better when it's free.
All right, thank you, Justin. Well, right now we're going to take a look at what's coming up during our 90 minutes of news and First at 4. So we're going to pull that up right now. First at 4, and with those really warm spring and even heading into summer-like temperatures.
Yeah.
Talking about gardening. So talking with Beal Botanical Gardens and how you can grow your garden, not only with the different crops in season. I know when Nicole was here not too long ago, a few minutes ago, talking about strawberry season in Michigan kicking off in June and July. So we'll also be talking about other plants that you can grow during this time of year. And even Justin, I know you were saying we're going to dip into some lower temperatures overnight in the next couple of days. So we'll be talking with this expert on how to make sure your garden really grows and thrives during this remainder of spring and heading into the summer months, and really just beautifying your area. I do not have a green thumb, so I'm excited to talk to them and see what I can do better, and hopefully that we can all do better.
And there's no better time to start, right?
Oh,
So it's good to know, good information. Hopefully folks tune in, and it'll be a great segment, I'm sure.
Oh, perfect. Oh, yeah, and you'll be there, so you'll be hearing it too.
Oh, of course.
News 10 at 5, checking in on the Falcon chick. So actually, if we want to take that, I don't know if we want to take that right now. They're eating right now, so you probably don't want to see that.
They are feeding, and you got to look closely to see what's going on. Yeah, I don't know if it's mom or dad kind of ripping something apart there down to the bone. They're all getting fed.
You might not want to see
They're all sharing nicely. If you want, you can go check it out. We've got the link posted up, but it's something. It's nature.
It is nature. You'll see it.
Circle of life. It's a beautiful thing for most of the time.
Oh boy.
Anyway, they're all very attentive. They're all ready. Mom's going to town on whatever that mouse or whatever that is. You can barely tell what it is anymore, to be honest. Anyways,
they're getting their nutrition.
Anyway. We'll be checking in on them for sure.
News 10 at 5:30, the Capital Area District Library Summer Reading Challenge. I know a lot of students, when they get out of school, that education and all that learning you did over that past 9 months, it goes down for the next 3 while you're enjoying summer and not. Yeah, I remember as a kid, I never wanted to do that. No. But hey, it was always a great opportunity to make sure your brain was still cranking its gears.
Yep, because when the fall hits, you want to be ready for it.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to have to jump in blind completely, so it's good to have. Yeah.
News 10 at 6, Odyssey of the Mind finals at MSU. So from a couple days ago until May 28th, Michigan State University is hosting the 2023 Odyssey of the Mind World Finals. And this is a global competition that allows students to develop their problem-solving capabilities, encourages collaboration with others, and supplements students' education through skits and challenges. So our very own News 10's Aaron Bowling will be live at News 10 at 6 and giving you all of what the students are learning with those skits and challenges. So that'll be very interesting to see in play there.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right.
Cool.
Well, coming up later, we have some of our reporters out in the field right now who are busy bees working to make sure they get their stories in today, and we'll just have to listen to what they have to say.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Riley, Tanaya, and Amaya for sharing what you have coming up later in our 90 minutes of news. Until then, Justin, any last things before people head out? Do they need anything, any jackets for later on today?
I think maybe tomorrow morning in particular, you want to be layered up a little bit more. It is a little bit of a chilly start to the day, both tomorrow and then again Friday morning will be chilly. But by the afternoon tomorrow, we'll be upper 60s to near 70, so you may not need the layers late in the day, but it'll be one of those classic spring days where you need them in the morning, not in the afternoon.
I was going to say, on my drive into work, I have my heated seats on. I get cold easily.
Sure.
Heated seats, I have the heat on, maybe to 80 degrees, my bad. Then I leave work and it's like 60 degrees, blasting the AC, windows down.
Yep, that's the way it'll be, I think, next couple of days. And we're slowly warming up, too, through the holidays. So
Yeah.
Heading the right way.
All right. Until then, we will be back at, Studio 10 comes up in about 40 minutes, 3 o'clock. And then after that, 3:30, we will have Crystal and Tim Stout for Stouts on Sports Live. And then you can catch us first at 4.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. Hope to see you there.
All right. Have a great one, everybody.